welcome to another Mind Body Restore online. I'm Deborah and I teach this class at B1 every Wednesdays at 12:15. So this practice today I'd like to focus on opening the heart. And for the restorative piece, we begin with a little bit of movement and then end with a restorative posture. So all you need to have is a throw blanket. If you don't have that and have a bolster, go ahead and use a bolster. And if you don't have any of those, just use a pillow that you sleep on, just a normal bed pillow, and I'll show you how to use those props whenever the time comes. So because today is heart opening practice, we're gonna go ahead and begin laying down on the back. So just go ahead, lay down on your mat, and you can take the knees out wide if that's comfortable for you. If that's uncomfortable, just take the knees together, the feet wide. Another way is that if you have blocks, you can place them underneath the thighs to support that opening. And then either way, let's begin with the elbows aligned with the shoulders in a 90-degree bend. And right here, just close your eyes and begin immediately to focus on your breath cycle. Allowing the body to soften with each exhale a little bit deeper. Softening the hips and the legs. Allow the belly to be fully relaxed, so as you breathe in and out, the belly moves naturally with that. And then softening the front chest. Notice how this position of the arms immediately roll the shoulders back and down. And soften the arms and the shoulders. To compensate for this, if you have tight shoulders and pecs, it may be the case that your low ribs are lifting away from the floor. So try to press the low ribs down. At the same time, reach from the shoulders into the elbows. And then lengthen the back of your neck. Soften the jaw and all the muscles around the face. For a couple breaths, inhale, reach again through the shoulders into the elbows. Feel the shoulder blades coming down and back. And then in the exhales, draw the low ribs down towards the spine or the sternum in and down. Very subtle movements to create that motion that opens the front of the ribs, the front of the chest. And release that out fully. If you'd like, you can take the hands into the heart, or one hand into the belly, the other into the heart. And set right here, right now, any intention that you like to have for the rest of your practice. It could be an open heart, it could be softening, healing, strengthening. Whatever it is that you feel that you'd like or need to cultivate in your life right now. And then take the blocks out, if you have them. Begin to draw the knees together. And with the arms out into a T, step your feet towards the edges of your mat. You can place the palms of your hands down. And then for a couple rounds, windshield wipes. So lowering the knees to one side as you gaze the opposite. Using the inhale to find center. And exhale, switching to the other side. Let's go side to side with your own breath. And a little trick here is once your legs are on the side, bring the top leg up first to open up the inner thigh. And once you begin to draw that leg over to the other side, the other leg's kind of just naturally following it. So you're also not working not only on the front of the hip opening, but you're also adding a little bit of an inner thigh and a hip opening here. And go side to side, roll the head gently with these movements, allowing the neck to be soft. The next time the knees lower over to the right, hold. Take your left arm over your head, reach back. At the same time that you reach forward with your left knee, activate the glutes to open up the front of your hip. The low belly can be gently toned. Reconnect with your breath, with your intention. Then go over to the opposite side again, bringing the leg up into the other side first, and the other one will just naturally follow that. Once you find the legs over to the left, activate the glutes, press the top thigh forward, and bring your right arm over your head. Deep, long breaths. I'll bring that to center. You're gonna do now a couple bridges to open up the front of the hips even more. So you can take the arms alongside the body with the palms facing down, or you can bend at the elbows if you prefer. Either way, so make sure the arms can ground and use your glutes to lift the hips up towards the ceiling. Press to the four corners of your feet and exhale lower. For a couple times, you're just gonna use your breath to move in and out of the bridge wave. Setu Bandha Lola. One more lift and lower. And then let's hold. So in the next lift, find your edge, hold. Then you're gonna create a little bit of mobility around the neck and the shoulder. So lengthen the arms if you don't have that. Take your right arm over your head, gaze over the left shoulder, and then switch. Left arm goes over your head, gaze over the right shoulder. Keep the hips lifted, pull the heels back. Last seconds here. Next time you gaze over to the left, the right, let that be the last one. Lower both arms down, head to center, and slowly bring your hips down. Then one more time here, take your knees out wide, the soles of your feet together into wide bound angle. Arms out into a T. Use your inhale to lift the arms just hovering above the floor so you feel the weight of gravity. Reach into the fingertips with the palms of the hands broaden. Then exhale, let the palms of the hands meet. Reach up, draw the shoulder blades apart, lift the shoulders up. Exhale, back of the arms out. So inhale here. Let the arms hover above the floor. Then each exhalation, broaden the shoulder blades, keep the back of the neck long. Once you bring the arms out in the inhale, draw the shoulder blades together and reach into the fingertips. One more. The next time that you reach up, pause here, grab a hold of opposite elbows and do a couple circles with this square shape around the chest and the head. Go in both directions. Again, if this leg shape's not comfortable to you, just bring the legs together and keep moving around the shoulders. Once you're done, with both rounds done equally, just lengthen both legs out into a full body stretch. Lengthen the arms over your head, reach through the heels, then reach for the toes. Now if you have a bolster, pillow, or block, grab a hold of one, or even the blanket, just fold it and place it on the right side of the body. If you don't have any of that, you're just gonna use the floor, and that's okay. Just gives you a little bit of extra support, you have something. Take your left knee into your chest. Take a breath here so you can inhale and lengthen through the right leg. Exhale and bring the left knee closer to you. Take your arms out into a T and roll over to the right side of the body, stacking hips and shoulders on top of each other. Bring the arm in front of you. The head will go down on the floor, or you can use again a pillow or a blanket or a block underneath the head for more support. Reach for the bottom leg, active glutes. With your inhale, pick your left arm up or over your head and go ahead and turn the heart up towards the ceiling. Reach from the shoulders to the hands. Exhale, come back to the side of the body. Let's do that a couple times. Let the head roll with the spine naturally. And the idea of having the support underneath the knee is to also give you this assessment of only turning the heart up as much as you can keep that knee down. So nothing around the hips changes. You're keeping the twist on the upper back. Hold eventually. Use each breath to create more space. So with the inhales, you can expand all ribs out. And in the exhale, see if you can soften the body into the twist a little bit more. Come back around to the side of your body. You're gonna switch to the other side. So if you wanna move the legs a little bit in between sides, you can do a couple windshield wipes. Or you can just prepare for the other side of the twist. So if you have a block, go ahead and place it on the left side. Come back into that full body stretch. Draw right knee in this time. Take a breath here. And prepare to roll into the left side of your body. Support the head if needed. Lengthen the bottom leg. Active glutes and core. Inhale, either pick the right arm or over your head to open the heart towards the ceiling. Roll the head with it. And then come back to center. When you're ready to hold, use your breath to create space on the upper body. Inhale, expanding the ribs. Exhale, deeply softening to gravity. Soften the neck and the jaw. Then returning to the side of the body. You can do a couple windshield wipes if you'd like, moving the hips and the lower half. Draw your knees into the chest. Embrace the legs with your arms. And just for a couple rounds, rock back and forth. And intercross the ankles so you can rock the spine. If you want to do a couple rocking here, you can to massage the spine, or you can just go straight into a seated position. Once you come to the seated position, I want to work a little bit around the neck before we continue to work on the upper back. So easy seated position. You can sit up on something, cross legs or not, whatever you prefer and feel comfortable with. Take the right hand out to the right and reach through the fingertips. So have the sense of reaching from the shoulders into the fingers. Tilt the head over to the left. Here you're gonna lengthen the right side of the neck, keeping that shoulder down. Breathe steady and softly. And add a little movement into this. So keep the head tilted, but begin to draw the chin down towards the collarbone. And then all the way out towards the ceiling. Notice as you move, is there any areas that feel tighter? And once you find that spot, hold there as you deepen your breath. In that spot, you may also choose to move your hands forward and back to the side, maybe back a little bit. See if it changes the sensation. And whatever you feel, whatever of these places that you feel it needs deeper softening, just hold there. Keep the breath soft and easy. And then release that out. Let's do the other side. Lengthen through the left arm. Again, keep that shoulder down, tilt the head over to the right. Once you feel the lengthening of the side of the neck, you can begin to create a little movement, drawing the chin down, and then drawing the chin up. If you find there's a spot that needs a little bit more work, hold and use the arm and the shoulder to find even a little bit more information on any tightness that you may have around the neck. So find that spot that feels really stuck, hold, and breathe soft and easy. Back to center. I'm gonna do a little bit of shoulder blade mobility. Take your arms out into a T. So my palms are fully open, arms out. Gonna do a couple of breathing to move into the shoulder blades. So if you inhale, bring your arms back as far as you can, squeeze the shoulder blades together. And as you exhale, bring the hands forward, interlace the fingers, round the spine, drop the chin down and in. So you're basically doing cat and cow in the seated position. And really focus on the squeeze of the shoulder blades and then the broadening of the shoulder blades, going as far as you can with that. The next time that you squeeze the shoulder blades together, hold there and work with a little bit of pulsing the arms back. Keep the breath flowing. And reverse. Shoulder blades come apart. And here, kind of pulse the arms. I don't know if you can see it, but I'm kind of shrugging the shoulders forward to bring the shoulder blades apart a little bit more. And release that out. Once you're here, you can either roll out the shoulders or do a couple neck rolls to release any tension that your body may have created. Once you're done here, come around into hands and knees. Gonna do a little bit of flow here for the upper spine. So come into hands and knees. Bring your knees together, bring your inner ankles together. Take an exhale to send the hips down back into a child's pose. Release the forehead down. Then inhale as you come forward, slide the shoulders forward, kind of come into a kneeling plank. Squeeze the legs together, bend at the elbows and slowly lower yourself down. Once you find yourself here, inhale, lift the heart up and forward. Exhale, lower the forehead down, press up and back into child's pose. Another variation of this would be coming into the kneeling plank. Then hug the elbows together, stick the butt out and bring the chin down. And then bring the hips down as you lift the heart up into upward facing dog. Squeeze the legs together, press them down and draw the shoulders down. And then back to child's pose. So whatever you feel most comfortable with, that feels okay in your body. The first version, I feel it's lighter on the spine. And I'm gonna go with that one. Following your breath, if you had an intention at the beginning, connect with that. Whenever you're coming forward and down, make sure that you can squeeze the elbows together. One more. Next time that you lower yourself down, hold the open heart of your choice. Active glutes, legs, core. And then release it down into that creeping position. So elbows out, knee out to the side. Let the belly relax fully. The entire body. From this place, come up into the forearms. Take the elbows right underneath the shoulders, hands forward from the elbows. Ground through the hands. Spread the shoulder blades apart and activate the legs into the floor. Now here, open the heart again, reach up towards the ceiling. Your gaze can follow the right thumb or stay down. Now here, if you have the mobility, you can just stay here, but if you'd like to add a little bit of bind here to help open in the front of the chest, grab a hold of your foot and press your foot into the hand to kind of pull the arm long, and that will deepen the stretch here. You can reverse that by bringing the heel in and stretching the quad for a moment. Release it all out. Take the other knee out and the gaze to the other side and soften. Bring your forearms back down, align the elbows underneath the shoulders, and when you're ready, activate the core, the body, shoulders down, take your left arm up. This may be where you stay, or you can add the bind. Pull the foot back, lengthen the arm, then you can reverse that by pulling the heel in. Release it all out. Take the forehead down to the floor and come up into your hands and knees. In hands and knees, tuck your toes under. Send your hips up and back to lengthen your spine in downward dog. If you want to take a couple times here to pedal for the heels, I always like to add that in my first downward dog to lengthen the calves. And walk your feet forward or your hands back so you can find a forward fold. Keep your knees as bent as needed so you're able to release the head and the shoulders down fully. Just a couple breaths in here, releasing the hamstrings, releasing the spine. Send your hips down and back into chair. Here, pause. Send your hips back so your knees are not going over the toes. Then bend the elbows out to open the heart. Extend your arms back up. Sit a little bit lower. Press through the heels, come all the way up to standing. Hands on the heart. As soon as you find this position, the standing, just close your eyes for a moment. And refocus on your breath and your intention. Feel your feet, maybe your heartbeat. Feel the touch of your hands in one another. Come to the front of your mat if you're not there. If your hands on your hips, step back into Warrior One. So with a little bit of a degree here on the back foot. Heel completely grounded and the toes facing towards the front corner, the front right corner of your mat. Bend at the left knee. Let the knee land right above the ankle. If that's not happening, you may need to wiggle the foot forward a little bit or back. Keep pressing back through the back leg. Activate the glutes to lift the front of the hips. Now take your arms over your head if you inhale. Pick up the rib cage. Exhale, bend at the elbows, open the heart. And take a few breaths in here. Release the arms down, back to the heart, and step forward. Shake it off if you need it. To prepare for the other side. Step back, same angle on the back foot. Keep both legs strong. Bend at the front knee, let it land right on top of the ankle. Change anything that needs to change on the legs to keep the back heel grounded and that front knee on top of the ankle. Then use your inhale to pick the arm up. Pick up the rib cage, squeeze the glutes, lift the front of the hips. Exhale, bend the elbows out. With your inhale, keep lifting the heart up. In this position, feel your back heel. Feel the tops of your hands, the palms broadening. Exhale, release the arms, hands on the heart, step forward, shake it off. Maybe Tai Chi twist. Come to the long edge of your mat and step your feet wide. Here you're gonna do a little bit of a lateral bend with the legs wide like that. So inhale, take your arms over your head. You can interlace the fingers or you can just lower one arm down as you lateral bend over to the left. Keep the hips in place, the legs are strong and straight, so you're using more the torso, the rib cage to bend. Then come back to center, go to the other side. Once you find center here again, take the toes out and the heels in. Bend at the knees into horse. Use your hands on the top of the thighs to create shoulder mobility, at the same time open up the hips. So as you draw one shoulder down, so the right shoulder goes down, use the right hand to open the thigh bone out and gaze over the left shoulder. You're gonna go side to side. Make sure you go on both sides equally. If you want to hold one side, take a full breath in there. Hold the other side. And reach your hands, your fingertips into the block or the floor. Lift your heels up, out. Take the heels out so the feet are parallel. So you can forward fold again. Bend the knees as much as needed. Releasing the neck and shoulders fully down. Deep breaths. Reconnect with your intention, how you feel in your body. Bend at the knees, activate the core to roll your spine slowly up. You can heel, toe your way back to the feet together. Come back to the front of your mat. With your inhale, take your arms over your head. Exhale, hinge for the hips and fold into your legs. You can bend your knees enough to step one foot at a time back into your downward facing dog. Now, I'd like to do just one more stretch on the pecs, and for that you have to lay down on your belly. And then prepare the blanket. You soon move into the restorative position. So come back to the belly in any preferred way. You can do through downward dog and chaturanga or just coming down as I did. With the elbows out like you had earlier. Gaze over to the right. Take the right knee out. Make sure the left elbow is aligned with the shoulder or maybe above it. Take your right hand underneath the shoulder, lifting the elbow up, and use that and that knee to turn a little bit to the side of the body. That will create a deeper opening on the left pectorals. Don't go to your edge, you go maybe 50%. And keep protecting the shoulder by activating the left hand into the floor and pressing from the shoulder out into the elbow. Breathe, use your breath, long exhales. I'm gonna do the other side. It's usually a super tight area for most of us. So left knee goes out, check that the right elbow is either shoulder height or a little bit above it. Gaze over to the left, use your left hand down to kind of roll into the right side of the body. Ground the right hand, press the shoulder into the elbow. Deep breaths. And roll the forehead back down. And let's do one more open heart position here with an active body before restorative. So hands, arms back, lift the head and the shoulders up, bring the shoulder blades together, squeeze the legs together, press back through the big toes and lift them up. Keep the core active, the glutes active. Breathe in your locust pose, Shalabhasana. Last seconds here. Keep breathing. Soften the jaw, the face. Release everything down. Press back into hands and knees. Take your knees out wide and the big toes together for wide variation of child's pose. Soften there, so if you want to take the hands underneath the forehead or the arms over your head. And just rock the hips side to side a couple of times. Deep belly breaths. Come around to a seated position again. And if you have the blanket there with you, grab a hold of it. So if you don't have a blanket, you can use a bolster. And if you don't have a bolster, you only have the pillow, just get the long edge of the pillow and fold it in two. Just fold it once in the middle like this. It's not a pillow, so you have more room to do that with a pillow. If you have the throw blanket, better. So you're gonna grab a hold of the blanket and kind of make it a long, more like a spine length, and roll it. Roll it tight, as tight as possible. Place it in your mat, and you're gonna place the end of it as you're sitting right into the sacrum, as close to the tailbone as possible, and then roll your spine down into it. Here, you can take your arms out with the palms facing up so the heart keeps opening. In the legs, you can place a bolster underneath the knees, or take your knees out wide, keep opening the hips, or reverse that by bringing the knees together and the feet wide. Either way, make sure your head is supported. So if the blanket is not long enough to support the head, maybe scoot yourself down a little bit and let the head be supported by the blanket. I'm gonna stay here for a few moments. We're gonna do Shavasana here today, so I'm gonna give you a few minutes. I haven't had that much time for Shavasana in the other videos, but this one I made sure that I made that a point. So I'm gonna give you a couple minutes. If you're comfortable closing your eyes, allow them to close. With each exhalation, let the front of the chest soften even more. Let the arms become heavy with the weight of gravity. And the face and the breath to be fully soft. Swallow and gradually deepen your breath. Allow the thumb to meet each fingertip, touching with gentleness and curiosity as if it was for the very first time. Wiggle the toes. You can allow bigger movements to come into the wrist and the ankles. Roll the head side to side. And if you feel like it, go into a full body stretch. With a deep breath in as you exhale, bend one knee at a time and ground the feet into the floor. Use that position to roll into the side of the body. You can use the bottom arm as a pillow to support your head. Rest there for a moment. And gently roll yourself up into an easy seated position. Here, keep your eyes closed and your attention inward. Take your hands back into the knees with the palms facing up. In this receptive posture, just take all the gifts from your practicing, acknowledging your efforts for showing up to yourself in challenging times. And take your hands back into the heart. If you had an intention at the beginning of your practicing, reconnect with that and seal that back into your center. Bow your chin down and in, sending gratitude for that intention as if you were already a reality in your life and the world around you. I thank you so deeply for your trust and your willingness to do this, to adapt in times of change. The light and peace in me bows and honors to the very same light and peace in each one of you. Namaste. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I hope you're all doing well and staying safe and healthy.